qualities that personally I believe, they make a man to be a husband material. So here are the qualities, and we're just going to go straight to them. And I believe they are going to help somebody. I believe they're going to change a lot of women in here. And they're going to help a lot of men, because I know that it's not only women who are watching me, even men are here. So here are the qualities. The first thing that I strongly believe personally, that defines a husband material is, number one, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Just tell me if you're ready so that I can go on. Somebody says, I'm ready. I'm ready. Help us, women of God. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Somebody says, give it to me, mom. Okay, I'm here. Right. First of all, the person should have a strong spiritual foundation. And when I talk about a strong spiritual foundation, I'm actually going beyond religion. It's regardless of religion. But what I'm trying to say to you is, the person must believe in something, must believe there is a God, must believe in whatever whatever that it's high above them, which is high power. So they must believe in high power, because you must understand something. That person, him believing in high authority or in high power, makes him to understand that he's not in control. He's not in control of life. Because the moment he doesn't understand that he's not control of life, it actually makes him to believe that anything that happens around him, somebody's responsible for it. But if the person understands that they are not, or they are never in control, then they know that there is a spiritual, authority that is in control of life. And when somebody believes, or when that guy believes that there is somebody who is higher than them, spirituality, then it helps him not to blame everybody for anything that goes wrong around him. It helps him not to lose his mind. And what are you saying when you are saying it helps him not to lose his mind? It helps him not to blame everybody around him when things don't go right. I mean, he doesn't even have to blame you for things that don't go right around him, around his life, around even your relationship. So that makes him to connect to the high power. When things are not going right, if you have a strong spiritual foundation, you know who to go to. You know that, I need to go back to what I believe in. I need to go back to, I'll just put it straight, if you're a Christian, I need to go back to my God. And that makes a husband material. Somebody who has a strong spiritual foundation, who won't blame you for anything that goes wrong, but will understand that there is a God who is in control, that there is a God who can strengthen him as a man to overcome any situation and not to blame you. Are we there? Are we there? Everybody, are we there? Somebody says, bring it on, woman of God. Wow. Somebody says, wow. Somebody says, oh yes, ma'am. So first, strong spiritual foundation. Secondly, the man must have leadership qualities. And when I speak of leadership qualities, this is beyond anything. But what I actually mean is he must have, actions that define him as a man, or that defines him as a husband material. So meaning, it's not about what he says, but it's about what he does. So his actions will actually tell you if this boyfriend of mine, if this partner of mine, he is a husband material. So he must have leadership qualities. He must have a vision. Because the Bible tells us as women that we are suitable helpers. So you cannot be a helper to somebody who doesn't have leadership qualities, to somebody who doesn't have a vision, to somebody who does not know where they are going, to somebody who can lead you to the world that you probably have imagined. Because if you recall very well, in the beginning of creation, God created Adam. And when God created Adam, God gave Adam authority over the Garden of Eden. And when God gave Adam authority over the Garden of Eden, he said, you need to take over, you need to manage this garden, you need to make sure that things go well in this garden. And that represents God giving Adam a vision. And now, in the process of Adam leading the Garden of Eden, making sure that everything is working together in the Garden of Eden, God sees that no, it's not good for a man to be alone. But this man, he needs a suitable helper. That is when Eve was created. So God did not create Eve to be the one to carry the vision. But God created Eve to be the one to connect to the vision, to be the one to help the vision to move forward. And when I talk about a vision, sometimes, as a woman, you can meet a man and the man doesn't have, a business as yet. A man doesn't have a company as yet. A man doesn't have all the things figured out, like physically as yet. That's not a problem. As long as that man, as long as that person that you are in a relationship with can bring the picture to you so that you can see where he wants you to go, can connect you to his vision by saying, you know what, this is what I want us to do in the future. This is where I want us to get. This is the companies that I want us to build. And it's not about him only. Mind that, it's about him and you. It's about we. I want us to do this. I want us to build this company. I want us to go there. I want us to do this. I want us to do this. So Eve, he doesn't have the company, the business as yet, or the vision as yet, but he's able to give you the picture. He's able to tell you, this is my plan, this is my vision, this is my purpose. Then that's a husband material. Then that's a what? That's a husband material. Somebody who is ready to do life with you. Somebody who is ready to build legacy with you. Somebody who is ready to build the future with you. It's not about him only, but it's about you guys building this together as a helper and him as a governor. Amen. So I believe you got that. So the second point is he must have leadership qualities. He must be able to lead you. Then the third thing, as much as he has a vision, as much as he has presented the vision to you, he must have a drive. What drives that boy? What drives that man? What drives him? That's important. What is driving him? As a woman, you need to know what is driving this man. You need to understand what is driving this man. So as a man, he should have something that drives him, and basically that means he should have a reason of existence. And when I speak of a reason of existence, I mean he should have passion, because many men have died with visions because they didn't have passion. So you, as a man, you can have a vision, but if you don't have passion, then it's very easy for a man to die with his vision. So thirdly, have a drive. And when I say a drive, I mean a reason of existence, which is passion. And in that way, when a man is passionate about what he wants to do, about where he wants to get, it is easy for a woman to gain momentum. It is easy for a woman to also say, you know what, let's do this. You know what? I can do this. I can help here as a helper. I can help here. So that this thing, this vision that we have, this vision that you have can grow into a better thing. Because a lot of women get frustrated. This thing frustrates a lot of women. You get a man with a vision, but he's not passionate. He doesn't have anything that drives him. And this frustrates a lot of ladies because they end up not knowing what is it that this man really wants in life. What is it that this man really wants to acquire or wants to actually accomplish? So as a woman, you need to check for that thing that drives him. As a woman, you need to check if this man, he is passionate about this vision and he is ready actually to make you move, to make you gain momentum as a woman towards the vision that he has presented to you. And fourthly, this is the first point. I hope everybody's catching up. And I can see a lot of people are also coming in now. It's not a problem, but I hope everybody who has been here from the beginning, they are catching up. Somebody says, I hear you, woman of God. Somebody says, this is food to my soul. Praise the Lord for that. Somebody says, bring it down. I am doing the best I can. Somebody says, I have always wanted to hear this. And somebody says, I am following. So fourthly, you guys must be best buddies. You guys must be friends. And when I say best buddies, I mean you must be comfortable around him. You must be able to laugh with him. You must be able to smile around him. You know, one thing that I will tell you, and this is the honest truth, a person who is a husband material will make your weaknesses your strength. And that's somebody who is a friend. You know, when you're around your friends, you can go them with your problems. They will never make you feel weak, but they'll make you feel stronger. When you are facing difficult times, your friend is somebody that you can actually consider to talk to. That's what a husband should be like. A husband, you should be comfortable around him. You should be comfortable to discuss your problems. You should be comfortable to discuss what makes you feel weak. So that's a husband material, somebody who is your best friend. He must be your best friend. He must be your best buddy. He must be your best buddy. So that is the third point. Then the other thing, which is the most important thing. If somebody he is a husband material, then he must be growth orientated. And what do you mean by growth orientated? He must be willing to grow. He must be willing to grow in order to better situations. He must be willing to grow. If you guys are maybe having discussions, he must be willing to listen. He must be willing to have a room of development. A man who is ready to grow. Not all the time he doesn't want to hear what you have to say, or probably he doesn't need advices from anybody. He says, no, this is who I am, and you have to appreciate me for who I am. Even sometimes you can see, you know what? I appreciate you for who you are. I love you for who you are. But as a man, you have to have a room for development. You have to have a room for growth. Are you there? You have to have a room for growth. Not somebody who will say, you know what, my ex took me like this, or my ex appreciated me like this, so who are you to change me? I'm not changing you as a woman, but I want you to be growth driven. I want you to be driven to grow better, to understand life better, to do life better. So that's what I mean by growth orientated. A man must be growth orientated. Have somebody says room for development. Indeed, he must have a room for development and for growth. A room for development and for growth. A lot of people are learning. Somebody says, wow, you are communicating, women of God. And somebody says goal orientated. That is it. Growth orientated. He must be growth orientated. He must be growth orientated. He must not compare you to anything of the past, because where you guys are going has nothing to do with the past. Where you guys are going has everything to do with new things, new adventures, new laughter, new you, new him. There's something that I also like that the apostle likes to say is, when you are a person, you must be ready for new things. You must be always ready for new things. So as a man or your partner must be growth orientated. The other point that I believe is important, especially for the ladies who are in here, and I hope you guys are gonna get excited on this one, so you must be excited on this one. A person is identified as a husband material when he is able to be there when you need him. When he's able to be there when you need him. I'm not talking about finances. I'm not talking about him being there financially, but I'm talking about him being available for you. Not all the time you are the one begging him, can you come? Can you make time for us? Can you make time for us? Can you make time for me? Can you make time for this? No, that's not what I mean. But I mean, he must be available for you and must be available for the both of you, for himself and for you and for your relationship. And he must be able to support you emotionally. A lot of women are being abused emotionally. A lot of women have went through a lot emotionally. And for you to know that the person, he is a husband material or is somebody to consider a husband in the future, he must be able to be there for you emotionally. He must be able to support your emotions. Because women, we are emotional. We are very emotional. So, and then he must be able to make you feel more stronger around him, not weaker. He mustn't weaken you. He mustn't make you to feel belittled. He mustn't make you to feel small, but he must be able to make you stronger. So he must be there when you need him. Another point, he must be there when you need him. When you need him to talk, when you need him to be there. And this actually connects to you guys being best buddies. Because when you need your friend is always there. When you need her or when you need him to talk to, your friend is always there. So even your partner, your husband to be, must always be available for you, must be able to accommodate you when you need him. And the other point is, inspires you to be a better person. That man, that partner that you have must be able to inspire you to be a better person. A lot of women are driven, and a lot of women, they believe in being boss ladies. They believe in growing. They believe in being better women. And your husband must be able, or your partner, your husband to be, must be able to inspire you to be a better person. And you get in some cases that, when you look at your partner, you must be in a position where you say, you know what, I want my children to be like this in the future. I want my children to be like this because this man inspires me. The way he does his things, the way he thinks, the way he keeps the family around, the way he keeps my relationship with him stronger and growing, the way he is. This is how I want my children to be like. This is how I want my son or my sons to be like. So you, as a woman, you must be able to identify that thing in him. He must be able to inspire you so that you can see even your children in the future growing to be like that man. So a husband material is somebody who inspires you, somebody that you personally as a woman can see your children growing in their footsteps. So the last one, or probably one of the last ones, is he must be able to do what he says. He must be able to do what he says. He must be a man of his words. He must be a man of his words. If he says, I'm going to do this, he must be able to do it. If he says, this is what I want, he must be able to do it. If he says, I'm going to marry you, he must be able to marry you. If he says, I'm going to, be there for you, I'm going to love you, and I'm going to love you alone, he must be able to do that. He must be a man of his word. Are you there? He must be a man of his word. Because we women, we believe in somebody who does what they say. If somebody says they love you, then they should show you that they love you. If somebody says, I want to be with you and I want to marry you, you want to see all that coming to pass. So that man must be a man of his word. So if you are not here in the beginning of the broadcast, I was saying personally, this is what I believe it represents somebody as a husband to be in the future. First of all, the person must have a strong spiritual foundation, and then secondly, he must have leadership qualities, and thirdly, he must have a vision, and he must have something that drives him, and then fourthly, he must be your best buddy, and the other one is he must be growth orientated. And then as much as he is growth orientated, he must be somebody that can be there when you need him. And he must be somebody that inspires you to be a better woman and a better person. And this is the last one that I'm gonna give you today, that he must do what he says. So I'm gonna leave you guys with these points for today, and I believe the next time I come live, I want to take questions. I'll be taking questions from different women, and I believe we'll be answering the questions as well, so that we can help a lot of ladies out there, a lot of girls out there, a lot of women out there. And God bless you, and I love you guys dearly. Till next